All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on today's Creators Live. Woo! Yeah. How about that AC/DC, guys? Pretty good.
That's all we can get.
Yeah, due to copyright restrictions, that's all we can get. Victor liked that one. Good. Okay, I thought that would be a little funny joke. Okay. All right, so let's see. We have some more people kind of filtering in here. So we're going to have a little bit different of a session for you today, as you can tell by us being with the OmniDTF. So we're going to be going through and doing a little bit of a race today. So if you guys want to race along with us, that would be cool. But we'll give a little bit of time for folks to filter in. Let's hear some wins from you guys. So we got Mr. Asfa joining in, Maria, we got Michael and Yvonne, Tony, Victor Rubio. Thank you guys all for joining. And yeah, anyone have any wins from this last week to share?
So I just got 2 orders today for 150 pieces each.
Nice. All right, sweet. Very good, very good. Awesome. That's a good win to start off. Love it. Okay, and looks like Victor had one too.
Yeah, so I actually ended up launching my site
okay,
over the
John.
weekend. So it's fully revamped. So I'm really excited about it because for my customers with bigger catalogs, it helps me create sub-organization navigation for them.
Good.
And I took the AI part a lot further, and I started doing the blog part of it because for SEO, content is king. And so it took me about 20 minutes, and I've already lined up about 5 future blog posts about certain topics that I want to talk about, complete with links to other things and my customers and on all that stuff. So every couple of days, a blog is going live, and it's just one little link on the footer of my site. And honestly, most people will never read it or never see it, but the search engines will. And that's really what's important. So
Yeah.
it's been fun.
Is that the link that you dropped into the chat here?
No, that's Beavis and Butthead enjoying the music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is my new site. Hold on. RGB.
Yeah, share it. Let's take a look.
So the current stores are much better organized, so people can navigate through them. The whole first page is really just like our services. It's one page, and then there you go. And then you can, and then if you go to any of the stores, like if you go to current stores and you click on Hawks Baseball, that's one of the bigger catalogs. It's got 49 items on it. It's the first item on the left. And so that whole sub navigation is there. So if you want to filter to outerwear, you can click that and get the outerwear. If you want to filter the headwear.
All right.
And then you scroll down to the very, very bottom, that industry information link on the footer menu. That's that blog piece I was telling you about.
Nice.
And so every couple days, there's a whole new thing I'm putting on, and I am reading it. I'm not just putting it, blanket what's up there, but I'm writing the bullet points of what I wanted to say. It's coming up with all the information. It even writes the HTML for me, and then I read it. I change it to make sure that it's correct. But then, at the end of the day, I'm creating content, and content is king when you're doing SEO.
Yeah.
So that was my big win over the weekend.
Huge. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Thanks for posting that.
Awesome. Sweet. That'll be a good thing to see on YouTube too. Are you doing YouTube content yet?
No, I'm not doing video content yet. It's just I don't have the bandwidth for that just yet, but I'll get to it sometime.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else have any wins before we get started on our race for today? Going once, going twice. Those of you who are in the attendees list, we're going to promote you to panelists so that you can, you know, be face-to-face, interact. You can unmute and chat with us when you have questions. So come on in. And then once you come in, I do really encourage you to have your camera on so that we can have that face-to-face community discussion. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's about delivering value for you guys. And you know, if we're not talking face-to-face, it's just not the same. I'm sure you've noticed our regulars here, Valerie, Victor, Michael, Tony, now Emily also. There's a better level of engagement, I feel, when we're talking to each other directly rather than, you know, just a voice, like if we're on a phone call. So without further ado, let's get started with this race. So today we're pitting our OmniDTF printer versus the FreeJet 330TX Plus. Now, I'm sure you all know the OmniDTF is going to win. This is a faster machine, just objectively. Now, that's not to say the 330TX Plus is a lesser machine. It just does different things well. If you need a very small run of items or very specialized things to print on, the FreeJet is likely a good place for you to start. Where with the OmniDTF, it's just doing one thing and it's doing it well. It's going to pump out those DTF sheets like nobody's business. So we're going to go ahead and get started. For today, we're going to be printing the tried and true, the Billionaire Moves little teddy bear guy that we do, you know, on a lot of our shows here. So I've got it queued up with comparable settings here. Over on the FreeJet, we have it set up on the quality mode, which prints over here. We're at 1440 by 1440 resolution. Since this machine has a single print head, it is going to do a layer of white and then it's going to come back and do the color. I've already done the height adjustment and I've already set up the software. So this one is ready to go. I'll go ahead and hit standby, get it there. Over on this side, my computer just fell asleep. We are looking at 720 by 3600 full underbase. So it's going to do a solid layer of white over the color layer when it prints. So we're going to start off by just printing one. We will, while this one is printing, we'll go ahead and take a look at the FreeJet. So I'm going to go ahead and give the FreeJet a little bit of a head start here. So we're going to hit print. So this one's going to go ahead and get going. The FreeJet is really good when you're doing single shirts, small runs. I know Ron Etheridge, Victor Rubio, you guys, your bread and butter is the FreeJet out of the different products that we have. And I'm looking this way because that's where I have the screen where I can see you guys. So the FreeJet is very versatile. You can do the t-shirts, you can do the hats, you can do sleeves, a pretty wide variety of offerings that you can do on this printer. Over here, oh, thank you. Over here on the OmniDTF, this one is just gonna print DTF and that's it. Oh, we're good? Okay. So I've got it set up to just print one for now. We're going to hit print, tell it we want it to go on the OmniDTF, and hit OK. And so it's off to the races. Let's see who's gonna win. We got the FreeJet finishing up the white underbase, and we've got the OmniDTF about a third of the way through the top of the graphic. It's just hitting the dollars. I think I set it to a pretty high resolution for it to be printing at this speed. So we might have a game on our hands. Let's see. Does anybody have commentating experience for like horse races? That's really what I wanted to do for this one, but I don't know how the technique for that. All right, so our FreeJet's finishing up the white underbase, and the OmniDTF just finishing the top of the text. We're at the head of the bear. I have the FreeJet 330TX Plus over there on the layer B settings, so it's automatically going back to the front. Let's get that over there. So it's already over there. It's getting started on that next layer without me needing to touch it. The white underbase is reaching the ears of the bear in the graphic. So we're coming up here. Once we get the graphic a little bit further down, I'll go ahead and start the powder shaking. But for now, we'll leave it as is so that it's a little bit quieter in here and maybe you can hear me better. Thomas Foster asks, can you move the mouse, Mauricio? How would you handle a one-off on the DTF? That is an excellent question. That's a very common one. It's not really utilizing the machine for what it's built for, which is just ripping, rocking, and roaring. But if you need to, all you would do is do your print, feed it forward a little bit with the little forward feed button, cut it. You're gonna manually powder it, and then you'll just drop it into the oven right in here. Let that bake until that powder is melted, and then you can take it out and transfer it. Let's see, John says, the race should have been both printers printing on DTF film. That is actually that's a really good idea. Well, I didn't think of that before we started, so we're gonna go with how we have it. Over here, the FreeJet is about halfway through the color layer, and over on this side, the OmniDTF is about the same distance. So we're looking pretty close here on the high resolution on the DTF and the standard resolution on the FreeJet. Keep in mind, the favorite in this race is the OmniDTF, considering it has two print heads and it's doing single pass printing, which means it's doing a layer of white and a layer of color back to back to optimize the head path. Let's see. I ran out of commentating topics. Got anything, Mauricio? Any good ones? All right. Okay, since we're working with both machines today, I'll take questions for either machine. The OmniDTF is the one that I am a little bit less experienced with in comparison to the FreeJet, but I can answer any questions you huck at me. And if I don't, I'll go run and get someone who can answer some questions. So I'll leave that open if someone wants to. And we have a winner. We have a winner. The FreeJet takes it by a narrow margin on the high resolution. There we have it, folks. So the FreeJet beat it this time. The FreeJet is printing in a lower resolution than the OmniDTF. So it was able to overcome the speed of two heads simply by persevering. We're gonna go ahead and press this one. What?
Start the DTF late.
And yeah, we do have a valid point here in the audience. We did start the OmniDTF a little bit later, so we might have had a tie if we started at the same time. What is the paper width on the DTF? We have a 14.5-inch roll that we have loaded into there. And for today, we're using cold peel film. All right, and so that's time on the OmniDTF. Now, let's put it on the standard settings. And what we're gonna do is a true race. I'm going to do a page layout here. And this is where the OmniDTF really shines. Okay, so in our page layout, we're gonna be using 1, 2, 3, 4, let's do 5 prints of the same design. I'm gonna hit print and leave that ready. This one is nearly done. I'm managing 3 printers at the same time. Give me a second, folks. Okay, all right, so we're gonna start the FreeJet here. Print, and okay. And then we'll come over here and hit okay once I hear that one start. Just a second here. And begin. Okay, so what we're gonna do a little race between these for multiple prints. So now that I have them on a little more evenly matched resolution, we're gonna see some real speed differences. So we're gonna do 5 prints on each and kind of look at the speed difference there. Let's see, other questions for the OmniDTF or the FreeJet? Joshua came in a little bit late. He looks a little confused. Today we are doing a race between the FreeJet and the DTF. Nice to see you, Michelle. Thank you for joining us. All right. Okay. All right. Since there's no active questions right now, I want to talk to you guys about our summer specials. Can we put it up on the screen, Mauricio? Let me. Okay. So up on the screen, we have our summer specials. This one is our iStitch 1501. That's the single head 15 needle. There you can see the price difference between the full package and our special, and it's including free shipping. Cool. As you guys know, I'm sure you all pretty much know, the freight costs on equipment like this can get pretty pricey. So I'm happy to see that we were able to do free shipping on these. We got the 1502 and the 1503. Those are our 2 and 3 head 15 needle embroidery machines. We got the Mighty Hoop in there. Show of hands in the group here. Who has heard of the Mighty Hoop? I hadn't heard of the Mighty Hoop before we started selling it here. So, okay. I know Michael and Yvonne, they have the iStitch 1501. Do you mind if I ask you about your experiences with the equipment? And did you get the Mighty Hoop with your purchase?
Yeah, we got the Mighty Hoops with it, and the hoops, the stand, the whole kit. She really hasn't used it yet. We've been so busy that she just hasn't had time to get over there and get it threaded and all that yet.
Okay, haven't been able to use it yet. Well, hopefully we can change that here in the next couple of months and get that machine making you some money. I really hate to hear that it hasn't been touched yet. Okay, so over here we have 1.5 prints finished. The FreeJet is at the 3/4 mark finished, so it's halfway through its color layer. So right now we're looking at about twice the speed. Let's see, other questions? Do we have that other? Let's take a look at that other sheet. We got more summer specials than just the iStitch. Let me show you. All right, so we do have a package for the 330TX, 330TX Plus. So we have the basic package, that's just the printer, inks. We got access to the Omniprint Fulfillment Center, dedicated sales specialist, special workshop registration, and shipping. So that's all in there for $15,499. That's pretty cool. Down from $23,060. Let's see. Oh, the FreeJet's done. Gotta swap it out. All right, so I'm just gonna do a quick swap. The DTF's getting ahead. All right. It's in there, and we're gonna print again. Okay, so we're starting on print number 2 on the FreeJet, and the DTF is on 1, 2, halfway through print number 3. Gonna get some powder down in the tray there.
Same thing, right?
Okay, and we also have the 330TX silver package, which is mostly the same, but it does come with extra accessories such as the heat press, sleeve platen. We got the 11 by 50. We got platen and heat press accessories, inks. Yeah, that's the main difference there. It's the heat press accessories and the heat press. Do we have a third sheet? Okay. All right, so those are the summer specials as we have them available now. Victor Rubio asks, this is a good time to have a second platen ready with the next shirt. These downtimes are killer on the long run. You are totally right. So if I had a second adult platen here, as soon as that one's done, I would take it off, switch it, then unload my shirt and get it going. So over time, that will save me substantial amounts of time. Okay, and I do see we have a couple of other Omniprint folks in the group here. So we've got Seraphin in the chat. He's one of our sales reps. A lot of you guys probably know Seraphin. He's been on Creators Live a number of times. Seraphin, say hi if you're listening. And what I would encourage you guys to do is, if you don't have a sales rep or you're not sure who your sales rep is, Seraphin is great, and I'm sure he would be more than happy to help you out with any of your ordering related questions, anything like that. Of course, all of your other miscellaneous questions you can always direct towards me. I'm happy to help everybody no matter what. All right, so I think we're coming up. Let's see, we are on 1, 2, 3. We're halfway through print number 4 here, and we're finishing the white underbase on print number 3 on this side. Print number 3? Print number 2 on this side. Okay, remember, Thomas asks, remember you now have to print the film on a shirt. Yes, so once this is finished, I would cut it and heat press it. For the sake of efficiency, that's not what we're doing for the testing. For the race, it's simply just the print time that I'm looking to measure and compare. But when it comes down to small runs, the FreeJet will win out because it's pretty efficient. Print, heat press, and print again, where this one would need to do all of its printing and then you do all of your pressing. Doing one at a time on the OmniDTF is not a good idea. Not efficient use of the equipment. And then he also asks, how long does the summer sale last? Oh, we just had, can one of you guys get Yasser? I think. He's about to join. Okay, our sales manager Yasser is going to join. He can talk about the summer special a little bit more than I can. All right, so we are finished with print number 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on print number 5 over here, wrapping up 3/4 of the way through print number 2 on the FreeJet side. All right. Another nice little feature with the OmniDTF that you FreeJet owners would really appreciate, I have a pause button. So I can pause, take a look at my print. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. And then hit pause again, and it's going to go ahead and resume where it left off. All right. Get that out of here. This one's almost done. My FreeJet folks over here will also appreciate the head cleaning button and the nozzle check button. No more going into the computer. You don't have to go into the computer and open up the driver in order to do the head cleanings and nozzle checks. So I find that a nice quality of life improvement. Okay, FreeJet is finished with print number 2. Okay, and it looks like Yasser has joined the group here. Let's get him on the horn regarding questions about the summer special.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Howdy, howdy. Cranking away over here. Okay, so we did have some questions. Someone asked, oh, and it just went away. Mauricio, can you scroll up in the chat for me? Okay, so Thomas had asked, if you can scroll down just a smidge for me, Mr. Mauricio. Thomas had asked, how long does the summer sale last?
Good question. We have it running till end of June. And what we have there, actually a couple of new things we're working on here too, but I don't know if you had an opportunity to show any of the summer specials, Brian. I think
Yeah, we did show it. We went over it a little bit, but I think you would be able to cover it and answer the questions a little better than I did.
yeah. So guys, we have specials on the 1 head, 2 head, 3 head, and we are also going to be receiving the 4 head embroidery unit as well. The prices are, they start at $99, and at the 2 head is $14. So great savings when you look at it. They all come with a mighty hoop. We have specials on DTFs with different options. So if you already have a heat press, you can go with upgrading your existing heat press. You can go with business in a box. You can go training, and it's all included for $18,800. We also have a couple of cool things here that we're going to be promoting. We don't have a lot of them, but these are heat press caddies. So when you get a heat press, you get that for half the price, which sells typically for $800 or so. So you get that instead of having it on a table. It comes with a caddy that has wheels and things like that. We have so we have specials on I2s. We have specials on the 330. But what I think is more important is that we also have 10% on ink. And then we have, we've done some inventory in our offices in Florida here, and realized that we have some stuff that's still on overstock. And so that's all platens, accessories and things like that. So we're doing a 15 up to 20% on things like that. So if you need any additional platens, I see Brian is doing a cool race right here. And I heard him talk about it's even faster if you have another platen ready to go. So you could have that as well. So yeah, please reach out or drop your name here in the chat, have somebody reach out to you. And it's really all depends on what we have, but it's really a lot of accessories and a lot of platens that you could save on if you've been waiting to pick up a few. This would be a good time. So that's what we have, Brian. Hopefully that answers. Is there any other questions I can answer for you guys? All right. And Victor Rubio, I was able to see what you did on your website when we started here. That was impressive. That's really beautiful, man.
Appreciate that. That's
great. Yeah, and your website's very clean. So yeah, please keep us posted on that. That's really good.
Visit us anytime, fill out the contact form. Let me know if you need anything.
You got it.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yasser, we do have another question in the chat for you. Are the hat presses on sale?
Yes, I see. Before I even answered,
Seraphin
one
was
of my
in
sales
there.
consultants jumped on it. Yes. So who's that? Is that Tony that answered that asked that? Please put your phone number, and Seraphine will call you and work with you on that. So yes, they are on sale.
All right, okay. Okay, so as we predicted, OmniDTF is already finished. FreeJet is on print number 3. Blew them out of the water. Now, what does this mean for production? If you are doing only a handful of prints, the FreeJet would be a more effective way to spend your bottom dollar. It's gonna do DTF, it's gonna do DTG, you can do hats, you can do denim jackets, you can do polyester if you have the plus. You can do a lot. With the OmniDTF, you need the volume to really make it worth your time. If you're doing 1s and 2s on the OmniDTF, it's not really utilizing the full functionality of the machine to its fullest. The functionality of the machine to its fullest, I should say. So if you have already a baseline volume of orders that need to be fulfilled using DTF, this print is finished. So if you have a baseline volume of orders that you need DTF for, then the OmniDTF is the way to go. But if it's maybe a new business or you're not sure what kind of volume you really need to produce, then the FreeJet will give you more options for your new business. And Maria asks, when I do DTF full color on the FreeJet, the black ink bleeds. You might want to reduce your color strength, or it's possible that you have maybe too much white underbase, and when that color goes down on top of the white, it's wet on wet, and it can bleed pretty easily that way. Oh, she's showing us. Let's. Can we spotlight her so it's big? Let's see. Okay, hold it as still as you can for us. We're all watching.
Yeah, I think it's not very clear. No, I cannot show it here. Sorry.
Okay, okay. All right. Is it all black areas bleed, or is it the black is bleeding into white? Is it bleeding into all colors?
White.
It's only into the white?
Yeah.
Okay, you need to turn off your highlight generator. So when it's printing the white underbase, it's only using white ink. When you're printing the color layer, it'll do the color plus highlight. And the highlight is white that it puts down during the color pass in the areas where it's white in the graphic. So in that example you were showing, the little white polka dots is what's getting the bleeding into it, but the pink does not have bleeding?
No.
Okay, yeah, so you're getting oversaturation on...
Well,
oh.
actually, yes. Now that you mentioned, but I didn't notice that because I didn't, let's focus on the black. So the black is like bleeding, and I can see the white stripes. So am I putting too much color? Maybe the highlight, right?
I think what I'm gonna need you to do is send me some better quality pictures. You have my email, right? We've emailed before.
Yeah.
It'll be Bryan@omniprintonline.com. Send me some more detailed pictures so I can really look at how those prints are looking. Either it's gonna be reducing the color strength, maybe it's something to do with the dot size, or it could be the white highlight. But if it's going into the color, probably it's your color strength is a little too high. So that's what we want to look at first.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Thank you for asking. Let's see. I don't think we missed any questions. All right. Any other questions about the OmniDTF? Going once, going twice? Mr. Asfa has a question. Let's hear from you, sir.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
Doing great.
Good. Hi, everybody. I have a quick question. I just recently updated my laptop to a Windows 11.
Okay.
And so what happened is it does do everything, but when you open the directory, it doesn't show the cable, the connector. Yeah, so what I did was I did reach out to Facebook group.
Yep.
And they gave me a suggestion, which is I did. and there was a updated link, and I did update that, everything else. But what happened, it does show this time, but when I do head clean, everything else works fine. But when I try to print, it just doesn't, it just goes to the front, idle, doesn't print.
Okay, are you by the printer right now?
Yeah.
Okay, and you just tried printing and you just left it alone?
Yeah, I left it alone. It just idle, it doesn't print at all.
Okay, in the RIP at the bottom, you should have the queue manager, which tells you all of the prints that you've done. In the queue manager, what is the message under status?
You mean when you print, when it shows you the job that is done?
Yeah, it's like the print history you have at the bottom.
Yeah, that just shows that everything like usual, but the
Can you read me the message under status?
No, there's no message, but there's no, I mean, the minutes or the seconds, it doesn't count, but everything is there.
Okay, can I have you right click on it for me? Okay, when you right click on it, what does it say?
Okay, I'm just gonna put, let me see.
Okay, well, while we wait for that, maybe we should connect afterwards, you and I, so that we can just connect on TeamViewer and I'll show you what to do.
Definitely, appreciate it. Should I put my information on the chat?
Yeah, just put your phone number and your email for me. Send it to Bryan at omniprintonline.com.
Okay, I will do that.
That way we can connect on TeamViewer and get it going.
Appreciate it. I'll do that.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. There was another question in the group here. What temp is set for the dryer? So our conveyor oven here. Oh, I had turned it off. Hang on one sec. All right. So there's two different screens here. I have 134 over 170. I'm pretty sure that's going to be Celsius most likely. That seems pretty low for Fahrenheit. Okay. All right, so this is 2, 3, 4. All right, so we'll call it there. So, any other questions, comments, concerns? How's everybody's printers going? Everything's going good? Good, good, good. Okay, for my own curiosity, I wasn't really planning on going into this aspect of things. I want to know, what's the largest order you guys have received, and what machine did you use to handle that order? Tony, can I call on you first? You're first on my screen here.
Okay, so I have the FreeJet 330TX Plus. So my largest order was 30 shirts.
30? Okay, how long have you had the equipment for?
About 2 years now.
Nice. Do you supplement the business with the FreeJet, or is the FreeJet the main part of the business?
No, it's main part of the business.
Okay, right on. Thank you for sharing, sir. Victor Rubio?
Well, I'm I just had a shirt order for 1,400 shirts, but I had them screen printed. I mean, it's just the quickest,
Screen
most
print.
fast way of doing it. But I do get 220. I have a 220 that I just did. I have a 220 shorts that I got to do. I just did 150 t-shirts for one group. And because I do DTF, I do them all on the machine. So that is not an issue. So I think if it's about 250 orders, depending on how many colors and how complex it is, I'll probably do it on the machine. Especially if they're like shorts or left chest, I'll definitely do them on the machine because I can gang 8 or 9 designs on a print. If it's 1,400 and they're all the same, what I did was for this soccer tournament, I did all the tournament shirts, but then I also did all the fan gear, the same design.
Uh-huh.
So I had a window of all these fans that could place this order, and I had like about another 130 orders. So I had those sent to the screen print. So they did the 1400 and the 130 at the same time.
Okay.
So I did that. But my main business, those orders they come in quite frequently. But my main business is drop shipping for customers. So I take their web orders and I do a lot of one-ups. And for Christmas, we'll do, for the whole month of December, we'll probably do like 5,000 shirts all one at a time, right? Like that design, that design, that design. So it depends, you know what I mean? But I use the machine for a lot of stuff unless it's the exact same thing and it's several hundred.
Okay. Thank you for sharing, sir. Valerie, let's hear from you. I mainly just want to do this to poll.
Did I have my hand up?
No. I'm asking what the largest order is that you've received and what equipment you used to fulfill that order.
So mine was the 30 t-shirt orders that I did in December, and I used the FreeJet 330 TX.
All right. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
do you have other equipment that you use primarily, or is it mainly the FreeJet?
Mainly the FreeJet, more
Okay.
so. And I've been getting orders for film. So,
Okay.
but the 30 count t-shirt was the biggest. My sublimation, no, I haven't done. That's my other printer. But the FreeJet is what is the primary that I have used.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
T. Daniels, mind joining us on voice
Hi.
chat? All right.
Yes. Can you
Thank
hear
you
me
so much.
okay?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, so the largest order that I've done is it was like 500, and it was sweatsuits. So they wanted a small piece on the pocket, and then they wanted a piece on the chest. And grouping the smaller objects on, and I have the OmniDTF.
Okay.
So putting six to a sheet works really well, but it's really not a sheet, it's a roll, but
Yeah.
but six on it, but six in the picture works wonders.
Nice. Mind if I ask how long that took you? Since you have the DTF, I'm interested in how much time
Well,
500 prints takes.
I was headed on a trip. So generally I like to get all of my customer stuff out before I leave. I travel a lot. So I did it in a day. But that's because I stay and I get it done so that I can get it out.
Nice.
So I mean, generally, like, my customers are I need it and I need it now type customers. And most of them find me on Google. So when they find me on Google and all my Google reviews say, no, she gets it done quick, she gets this, she gets that, they come in here absolutely looking for quickness.
Wow. That's very impressive. Thank you so much for sharing.
No problem.
Wow, 500 in a day. That's crazy. That's awesome. That's a pretty badass accomplishment. You should put that onto a shirt. 500 prints one day.
Then they would be after me more. No, seriously. If you Google Greeky attire and you see those reviews, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
All right. Yeah, like Victor said, I hope you charge a premium.
Absolutely.
Good to hear. Thank you for sharing. Laura, let's hear from you. Don't be shy. It's okay. This is a safe space. Collaborative efforts.
No, I'm just kind of trying to figure out what I want to do. I've, I want to do like an online store, and I'm a graphic designer. So, and I do web design and video editing, but I want to get into the, like a gift shop or something. And I was thinking, I don't have a machine. So I want to see how complicated it would be to, get one. And, it's kind of intimidating. There's so many things. I mean, I broke my printer, my regular printer, just trying to change the toner because I pulled it too hard and then it broke. And I'm thinking like, I can't even do the regular printer. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to go in the route of purchasing equipment or doing the outsourcing. But my thing is the design. I would love to just create my own brand. That's what I'm working on. So, but I'm, maybe I would have more control over my designs or whatever if I have a printer. Like I'm gonna right now. You said that one, the FreeJet might be a good option for a new business because you can explore a lot of things with it. So, so yeah, I'm in the research state. So thank you for having me here. So I don't have haven't sold one thing, but.
Well, that's all right. You got to start somewhere. And I really appreciate you joining and taking the time to educate yourself. I know you've been becoming a little bit of a regular of ours, which is why I kind of forgot because I had assumed that you had one. But
my dad was sick and I had to take some time and take care of him. So I kind of was gone for a while, but I think I'm kind of back now. And hopefully I'll make a decision quickly.
Yeah, I totally encourage you to take your time, do the research. Have you gotten connected with one of our like sales reps to get like the more specific information, price, quote, all that jazz?
Somebody called me one time and then I didn't really, I wasn't at that point yet. But I'm going to be meeting with the SCORE mentor to put my business plan together, and I'm going to need more specific information. Yeah.
Okay, right on. The steps are moving along. That's good to hear.
You know what they say? At some point I got to stop cutting the wood. I mean, wait, what is it? Sharpening the saw and actually cut something. Hopefully soon.
I like that analogy. I don't think I've ever heard that, but.
Well, my boyfriend told me that.
I'm going to have to use that. I'm going to steal that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us and sharing.
Thank you.
All right, let's hear from Michelle. Michelle, we're looking for largest order that you've gotten for your business and what equipment you use to fulfill that order.
I've had the largest order was 700 shirts.
Okay, 700.
And then I had screen printed that because it was a couple locations, front and back. And then the second largest is 600, and I ended up printing those with the FreeJet Plus. It was black ink, and that's all it was, and it took 37 seconds to print.
Oh, nice.
It was just easier to do that way.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to do 500 of those on the FreeJet? I imagine you would have gotten pretty bottlenecked at 30-second prints. If on the heat press.
I had 2 heat presses.
Oh, that's nice.
2 platens. So I think it took me 12 hours, I think is what it took me.
Wow, that's perfect.
Yeah. I would love to have more of those.
Yeah, we gotta. I think one of the upcoming sessions that we need to do is maybe some collaborative brainstorming for revenue generation for all of you guys. I want to get you guys more business and come up with ways to help facilitate that.
Bryan, if I could jump in for a second.
Sure thing.
Because Laura was talking about she's now thinking about looking into getting a printer, and I know we've had that before as well, where people are thinking, well, maybe it's time. So we put together a package that does not require a printer. So while you're thinking, while you're waiting to put your business plan together, you can still start getting, you can get your business started. So we have, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick just to kind of show you what I'm thinking about here. All right, see if you guys can see that, right?
I'll tell you when.
You guys see the summer special for the Start Your Business Without a Need for Equipment?
Yep, we see it.
Perfect. So what this is, it's a fulfillment center through us. There's a website you go to, super easy, super clean. You put the image that you want, and it just we start printing over here. We do all the work for you, ship it to your ship the actual film to you, and then all you have to have is the heat press, and then you just take that, press it on the shirt, and you're in business. So you could utilize us for the print. It's usually done within 48 hours or less, depending on what part of the country we're shipping it to. And then that's all you need. So instead of, and you're going to need that anyway when you get the printer, the heat press. So it's not like you're doing something that you're going to regret later. So you can get, there's two different options, $32.99, $44.55, and you have everything you need. We do the print, comes to you a couple of days, you press, you sell, and you get going. And then later when you're ready to go ahead and get the printer, you're kind of halfway there already. So I just want to share that with you because you can still do it and don't lose the excitement.
All right, Yasser, thank you so much for sharing that. That's a really nice tool to have in the tool bag for those who are starting out. So maybe Laura might be interested in that.
It's a great tool, Bryan, for those who are starting out and those who are overwhelmed with orders, both sides. So if you end up with this is too much, I can't handle it, I got thousands of thousands, then always remember we're here, we could help you out, and you get all that at wholesale prices, the actual print, and you get it all wholesale price. So you still, I think it's $4.50 per print or something like that
per sheet.
Yep.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you, Yasser. All right. Okay, I saw Maria had her hand raised. Maria, did you have a?
Yeah, do you guys carry any double station press? Semi-automatic?
That one is the dual air fusion. Yasser, do we have that in stock?
Let me find out. How soon do you need it, Maria?
I want one.
Okay.
Because sometimes the heat press is what it slows me down. So
absolutely.
I want to make it in my house.
Can you please drop your phone number in a chat, and I'm going to have one of our sales consultants reach out to you. I'm going to check availability now.
Very cool. And while I have you, Maria, you want to go ahead and tell us about your largest order and how you fulfilled it?
I get orders about a couple hundreds, not sure how many.
Okay.
I do screen prints, and I've been doing on the DTG. It took me like 2 days to do 110.
Okay.
So I need something faster, but I'm trying to see how I can get the quality of the DTF to feel better, because once you have the DTG, any other machine is not going to meet the same expectation.
Okay, well, I would say if you're looking for the feel of the FreeJet, but you need it faster, then it stands to reason the next machine to look at is the i2, because it's going to be another DTG machine still using our inks, so it's going to have the same feel that you're used to. It's just going to have two heads, so it's going to print faster and it has a bigger print area.
Right, but I'm looking into the DTF too, because I just printed.
Yep, yeah, it's a pretty simple process. I like it a lot too. And you know what, this little machine here is I'm quite impressed with it, and I've heard pretty much nothing but good things about running this thing until it croaks, until you run out of ink. It's one of those things where you can just fire, and then if you're not paying too much attention, you'll just print so much you use up all your ink, and then it's oh no, got to refill it real quick.
Right.
You'll let's see. Since
Thank you.
Michael and T Daniels, you guys have the OmniDTF. How many prints on average would you say before you really need to be concerned about refilling the ink bottles? I have to admit, I haven't printed that sustained of a run myself, so gotta lean on you guys for that.
When we're printing, we check it a few times a day.
Okay.
We never let it get low enough that we're gonna run out.
Hmm.
So every time we go back there to do something, we check it.
Nice.
And it all depends on what your settings are. Because right now my settings are that I'm using a lot more white ink because I wanted my images to be vibrant. But if you don't use as much white, then it lasts a lot longer. But I use a lot of white.
All right. Thank you, guys. Okay. All right. Oh, last person who has their camera on that we did not get some information from, Michael, if you don't mind sharing largest order and how you fulfilled it.
The largest order was last year, 5,000 pieces. A lot of it was screen printed, but we did do 1,200 shirts on the I2.
Wow. Man, that's a pretty penny. Congratulations on that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. We're going to go ahead and close it out. We're pretty much at time here. One thing I want to do before we do close it out, I want to know what you guys want to see in the next few weeks. I know this was kind of a fun break from the usual pretty serious and focused content. So this one was a little bit more for me, just to have some fun and play around with the machines, get them going, really kind of stress test the settings. But I want to know what you guys want to see, if you guys have some fun summer related ideas or anything like that. At this point, I feel like I've taught you guys most of what I know, but if there's something that you can think of that maybe I haven't talked about yet, or something I haven't talked about in a while, let me know. We're gonna drop my email in the chat here, so if you think of something later on, please let me know. I wanna overload you guys with, powerful and motivational information. So hopefully I can deliver that for you. Michael says some I2 and DTF maintenance. Yeah, okay, so some maintenance on those machines. It'll be pretty similar between the two, but we should cover that for sure. John says more TDF. I think that's supposed to be DTF rip settings for the FreeJet. We could certainly do that. And maybe what you guys can also do to help me out, send me when you have prints that don't turn out right, I want you to send me a picture, and then maybe on one of the sessions we can spotlight the picture and talk about my process for going through and diagnosing the problem, so that you guys can start to do that yourself and you don't need me anymore. And ultimately giving you guys all of the tools that I have in my toolbox to do a great job with the equipment. And thank you so much. You will always need me. That's very nice to say, but hopefully I can get you to a point where that's not the case. But if I can clone my brain and put it into you guys, that's the goal. I want you guys to be as knowledgeable with this stuff as I am. And in a lot of cases, you guys are more knowledgeable in some aspects than I am. Let's see. Okay, all right, well, we're gonna close it out there. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this week's Creators Live. We'll see you next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Pacific. Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
And BCam. Woo, bye, BCam. Peace.